HTML file, and it contains information for a footer for our pages. So if I click that, it's now say OK, and OK. Now when we generate output for our topic, I'm actually going to erase all of those changes that I made, but that's OK because we're almost done. But now our output files are going to have a footer on them. And while that's processing, I'll talk a little bit about update for search. When I started looking into this, one of my interests was how easy would it be to replace the search that is offered in XMetaL 6.0 WebHelp, and partly it's just for perverse reasons, but also you know, sometimes this is requested by clients. They say, I need X, Y, and Z in my search, and this doesn't provide it. How do we do it? And let's just take a minute here and look at our new output. So here's our output, and now we have a footer that was added by my footer, which says this could be a copyright statement. I didn't want to attach copyright ownership or anything to these files, but now we have a footer on every topic that says this could be a copyright statement. Anyway, so we do have customers who do ask about searching. So if you need to modify the search, you'll probably have to go in and modify the ANT files where the JSON files are generated. You could go in and modify the files that are there. I'm starting to run out of time, so I'm starting to talk fast. Let me see where to take this. Let me just say that it's possible to go in and modify the transforms that are, or the ANT files that generate some of the help, that generate the search data for help. But if you needed to generate your own search data, it might be an idea just to go into the ANT files and add to it your own transform that generated your own help file. So take the search data that the WebHelp generates and essentially throw it out, and then use your own generated WebHelp search data. What you'll have to do then is modify the integration.xml to add any of the ANT that you need to modify, and you'll also need to then, to implement your search, you'll need to go to the webhelp.js file and find the function whsearch with query data. And those are the places you need to know to go to modify your search. And let me see this. And here's our search query. So this is the area you would need to go and modify if you want to do your own search. Now, this just in. There's some breaking news here. There is, of course, all software, when you release it, you then discover, there are a few things that we really needed to fix, and Just is determined there are a few things that should be modified in the existing WebHelp that they've released. Now, what they've done is they've released something. It's not fully tested, so it's not an official patch yet, and so they're calling it a demo. But you can go to the WebHelp. You can go to the, I'm saying WebHelp too much. You can go to the XMetaL forums at the URL you see down at the bottom of this page and download what they call a WebHelp demo. And this can correct a few things that have been pointed out in WebHelp. And so one was, if you know DITA 1.0, the title for a DITA map was just an attribute for the map element. And in 1.1, it became an element which was subordinate, which is a child of the map element, and the attribute was deprecated. Now, the first cut at WebHelp actually emphasizes the attribute, and in this demo version now, the title element is handled correctly. Also, they noticed some problems in some of the index and the search data files that are generated. by the WebHelp. The files were, if you generated multiple help projects again and again, those files, rather than being replaced, were appended to, and that's being corrected. There were some problems with quotation marks appearing in titles. Those are now escaped. And some of the output files, some of the data files weren't true UTF-8 or Unicode files, and that has also been corrected. So if you want to grab this demo and start playing around with the newer stuff, then go to the forums and look for topic 745. So in conclusion, I think WebHelp is a really useful addition to XMetaL 6.0. We've had a lot of customers who have been asking for this type of thing. We've had to build it on our own. Now it's nice because it's there and we can take what we find out of the box, as it were, and make a few modifications, and our customers will be happy. So most of the formatting, as I say, in here is fairly easily accessible. Notice a lot of the stuff we did was just in the CSS file. There are a few things you can modify in the index.html. WebHelp.js, well, okay, if you're not a JavaScript person, it may be a little bit more, not quite so easily accessible, but still, it's not that hard to get in there. But I think my important thing here is to say, like Miss Frizzle, if you're going to play around with this stuff, get in there, get dirty, and make mistakes. Try things, see what happens, make changes, see what happens. You can always roll back, particularly if you've made a backup. So just a few resources here. We have links for JustSystems website. The community forums at Just is a really good place to go for help in XMetaL. And I've noted here, again, the topic 745, where the demo WebHelp lives. Just also has a forum topic of their own about modifying the WebHelp. I've shown some of that here. They complement each other. This paper lists some things that I don't talk about, and I will talk about some things the paper doesn't talk about. So if you look for topic 626, you'll find a little bit more about modifying the XHelp, and of course, or the WebHelp. And of course, as always, your friend, you know where to find us at www.scriptorium.com. If you need to reach me, here's my contact information. I'm sbate@scriptorium.com, and you can follow me on Twitter at SimonBate. And just a few coming attractions here we have from Scriptorium. Sarah is going to be at the STC Summit in Texas on the 2nd of May. She'll be talking about managing XML projects. Our next webcast is scheduled for May 20th. We'll have a Trends in TechCom for 2010 and beyond, and it will be a panel discussion with Sarah O'Keefe, Ellis Pratt, and